What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Ministry in the Markets, where we strive to be a people who understand the times to know what we ought to do. My name is Jamal Rose, and I am not a financial advisor. So please do not take anything that I say or do in these videos as financial advice. Please do your own DD and or due diligence slash research. You know what is best for you and your family in these financial times. Cool. That was the intro. Let's get into the info. This is the XRP chart on the daily. Okay. As the title says, this is where you want to buy XRP. There are some areas, and I've already made a video about this, where XRP could go to, right? It could even reach to $1.26, maybe even below a dollar down to this 50-cent range. I don't think it's going to drop all the way to 50 cents. If it does, I'm going to buy a crap ton of XRP. It really doesn't matter. Long term, XRP is going to be a very, very profitable asset for you to own in your portfolio. Again, this is not financial advice. Please don't take anything that I say as financial advice. But in this area right here, this I've got it highlighted yellow just because this is like a slow lane. This from when it came into it around December 1st all the way to now, February 27th. We are just consolidating in this area. We've had some wicks below it, came right back into it, wicks above it, where there was a supply zone up there. We've already talked about this supply zone multiple times. This supply zone goes all the way back from its original highs, I think in 2021, somewhere around there, January 18th. And that's how I got the top of the supply zone. Sorry, my wife is texting me. We had this bearish hammer candle print on the daily at all-time highs, and that sent you on this downtrend, right? I was talking about that before. Price wicked all the way down to 178, and you've pretty much still been on this downtrend. So in order to break this downtrend, you need to start making higher highs and getting back into the supply zone. However, unfortunately, I don't have much confidence in the supply zone because of how we so badly rejected out of it. Moving forward, you're going to want to accumulate here in this area. If we continue to break down, I would begin to advise myself, because I can't advise you because I'm not an advisor. I would advise myself to buy all the way on the way down, because you don't know where you're going to bottom. You don't know where price is going to finally finish out and then rocket up. Okay. So I'm accumulating shares right here, even though I have a bearish outlook for the, short to medium term time frame right now. This is just a long drawn out. I think it's like 50 days or something, excluding the pop into the supply zone, and some of these days where price was outside of it, kind of just in this no man's land. This is no man's land because you wicked into it, came right back down into this yellow zone. You had a wick into this area that was just below the supply zone, came right back down, right? You had another wick. It's just price is just uncomfortable in between 262 and 272. So it's about a 10-cent range. But knowing that, okay, if we get back into this area, either we're going to get rejected or we're going to push into the supply zone. So that's good information to know, technical analysis wise, and not just listening to every guru out there that says XRP is going to millions of dollars tomorrow. It's over. It's gone. Unfollow those people, please, 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 please unfollow those people, because they're just giving you nothing but hype. And then the reality of the situation is price just continues to fall. You're losing money and you're like, what the heck is happening? You need to start following and subscribing people who are going to teach you technical analysis so you understand what's happening. And so you aren't selling for a loss. You're getting good entries and you're able to, profit from, make your money work for you and profit from what you are actually doing. All right, moving on. Bitcoin, it's getting destroyed. It is absolutely getting destroyed. We made a video I think it was a few days ago. No, it was more than a few days ago, talking about this area of demand right here at 90K. We talked about how back here in early February we got a bounce out of it, and plenty of other times this was a great area of support. As you can see, all the way back from December 30th, January 9th, January 13th. It just keeps going, man. You've had so many touch points here early or mid December, 2024, early December 2024, end of November back there. And we broke it, right? This is what we talked about. If we break this demand zone right here on Bitcoin, crypto was going to get smacked as a result, which is what's been happening. And Bitcoin has a high likelihood to continue to fall all the way down to that 70 to around 72, excuse me, 73 to around 72, $72, 72K range. This is some automatic trend lines that I had DeepSeek and ChatGPT code for me. I love these things, man, especially on higher time frames. When you get a break of these, you're pretty much off to the races to the downside. So we are getting a little bit of a bounce, but I do expect Bitcoin to eventually break and fall through that. And so that leads me to my next point. So you have MSTR, right? This is MicroStrategy. And essentially, whenever Bitcoin begin to say, yeah, I'm gonna begin to vomit up on myself and not be able to hold my water. MicroStrategy has been dumping ever since. Not good from its, what was the all time high? Good grief. All time highs were at 540. I did not know that. 542 in November. And it's been dumping ever since. Wait, is that when Bitcoin was at all time highs? November. Yep. No, January. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. It's noted. Wait, let me go to November. Huh. Interesting. That's good to know. Okay. So MicroStrategy peaked before Bitcoin did, which is very interesting. And now it's dumping. In my opinion, MicroStrategy, because of what they do, and I don't know everything about MicroStrategy, but my opinion is that they all they do is accumulate Bitcoin. So they have so much exposure to Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin lost this 90K footing here, of course, MicroStrategy is going to get smacked because their whole idea is to borrow money to buy more Bitcoin, and Bitcoin goes up in value. The money that they borrow, they can easily pay off and still continue to accumulate more Bitcoin, which is great. I think that is awesome. In the long run, it's kind of crazy, but the reality is Bitcoin is going to continue to go up, and this right here is just a buying opportunity. Um, I think based on the chart on this hourly right here, you have a little demand zone here at 200 and $230, right? You're about $12 away currently from that zone. If you break below this, it's probably going to get pretty ugly. But in my opinion, if you come all the way down here to the next demand zone, I really don't really see price getting stopped right here at 185. I think you continue to come down to around 120-ish. Um, if you do that, man, this is a great area to buy MicroStrategy. Again, you want to think future orientated, right? So back when Bitcoin was at lows, the previous generation was like, man, previous generation, like they're not around anymore. Boomers were just like, bro, Bitcoin is the dumbest thing ever. Don't buy it. It's stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid. And then it hit 100K, right? Imagine even if you were buying at a dollar, $2, 50 cents or whatever. Um, and now Bitcoin is down to 80K from the 100K that it was at, but you bought way down there. It's like big whoop, right? And so I'm kind of feeling the same way about MicroStrategy is that if it comes all the way down here, and the reason why I'm saying that this is a potential one, because of how the market is just absolutely getting crushed, but two, I can't remember where I read it, where I saw it. But essentially, what's happening as far as crypto goes, yes, there's a lot of economic news, trade wars, you name it, tariffs, all that good stuff. But from my understanding, as far as what the news out there is about Bitcoin and crypto as a whole, is that bigger institutional banks have realized how far behind they were on all these cryptocurrencies and what is to come. And so now they are just dumping, 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 and trying to get in, get you to sell and get in at a better price point. So then price can move up back up from there. The news is going to be, yeah, told you crypto is a scam, blah, 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 blah. And then eventually we're going to move into the area of the new digital currencies. And that's just going to be the new norm eventually one day. And so I'm trying to discern the pathway through that and be prepared for that. And if that's the case, man, and MicroStrategy is at, low $100, this would be a great opportunity to buy buy into something that is constantly accumulating Bitcoin. Maybe you don't have the money to buy Bitcoin at 70K, um and maybe it doesn't go much further past that, and then it's off to back up at 100K plus. You know, if MicroStrategy is so sensitive to any Bitcoin movement to the downside or to the upside, when that upside kicks back in at 70K for Bitcoin, and you're buying MicroStrategy at 100 something, oh, sorry, that's 200, at 100 something dollars down here, and the highs of MicroStrategy are at 540. I mean, forget it, dude. And I think there's options on MSTR as well. This right here is probably the biggest potential I see here in the near future. Another one is, I'm trying to wrap this up video up as quickly as I can, guys. Um, Robinhood. Robinhood is another one. Again, we want to understand the times and know what we ought to do. The tribe of Issachar, biblically, if you want to look that up and know what they were all about, they understood the times and knew what they ought to do. The times that we are in right now are very much so future orientated when it comes to investing and what will be able to set you up for your future and financial freedom. Robinhood is already looking into how people can invest on their brokerage app with real estate. They're doing things with um, uh, gambling and which I'm not a big fan of personally because once you start betting on sports and things like that, you were able to place your bets on the election. I thought that was really cool, but once it begins to be something that you're bringing in sports betting and things like that, in my opinion, it just doesn't do the trader mindset justice. It kind of just plays into, oh, well, I see, Robinhood's getting into the gambling scene, and so therefore, all trading is gambling, and that's just not true. However, when you have a market that's moving like this, right, people are beginning to see the real value in Robinhood, and they're moving away from the stigmas that they had before. They had great, great earnings here. Their last earning on December 24th, or no, excuse me, February 13th was when their earnings were. And they did a phenomenal job. And now, because the overall market is getting crushed, so is Robinhood. So this is a great buying opportunity. I'll be looking to buy shares in Robinhood, maybe even some calls at the $40 range, just to begin to accumulate some really good stock in some great companies that I believe have a lot of future upside movement. You break below that, it could get real rough down to the $20 range. But again, if you're holding for the long haul, that's not necessarily too bad of a position to be down on. And you can just continue to be accumulating. It's the same thought process that I was talking about with XRP. Even as it's dropping long term, you're going to be good buying this thing for the long haul. And then you have Tesla. I promise this is the last one and we're going to wrap it up. Tesla is absolutely getting demolished. I wish I was in put options, but it is just flying to the downside. Again, this is why I think the thought process is coming in where bigger institutions realize how far behind they were. And so now they're going to try to get into these value opportunities at very low, low, low prices. And that's where you want to see. You don't want to see this fear in the market and give into the influencers that everything's going to crash, it's all going to crash tomorrow, which, man, if it does, you know what that means, you have a greater opportunity for investing in your future. And so be looking for the opportunities moving forward. For Tesla, I'm seeing around 260. We could come down to maybe even 250-ish. And I'm looking for a bounce around there. If you break below that, man, um, I don't even want to begin to say where you could stop at, because it just looks like there's just so much more onslaught to the downside, maybe around 218. But even more, I can see you coming down to around 190, which would be insane. From where it was in mid to early December, around $486, and now Tesla is at 280. The year just started. It's only February. Actually, March is around the corner. Anyways, that's it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any, so you're notified in any videos that I post. And if you have any other questions, please drop them in the comment section below. I'll do my best to get to them if you are not a bot. That's it. I love you guys. God bless you, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.